And I'm live again. Woohoo! Some reason Chrome closed on me. I don't know why. So I see a bunch of you joining, and let me pin the new post so that you know where to go. It's not showing up yet on the page. So maybe I'm just still live. I don't know. I need to hear it because I have so much I want to talk to you about. What is going on? Okay. I'm there. I'm here. Yay! Okay, good. I got it. Good. There's a bunch of you here. Yay! I gotta let my cat in though, because I can't leave him outside. So you have to give me a second. I'll be right back. Mystic! Come on. Good boy. When are we in? Yay! Good boy. Hi, everyone. So glad. Oh, now it says 0. So let me, oh my God. Let's see what's going on here. There's a little bit of craziness. All right. I'm not seeing it on the page. Oh, I'm going to breathe. Let me see what's going on. Maybe I needed to ground more. Here, it looks like it's still live. Okay, great. I'm just trusting it. Great. I'm going to have to go through the Facebook page. Hold on, let me make sure I got to turn this off. Okay, good. Let's talk. I'm not going to worry about it. It's pinned. I've got Trisha on. I love my team. They're amazing. And I want to talk to you guys about something that's super, super important to me. So we've been getting a lot of questions. We have a live chat on the Membership for Your Soul page, and people are, some people are just joining, which is wonderful. And some people are questioning whether they should join or not. And my thing for all of you is that as a teacher, what I teach, I can't say to you, yeah, join Membership for Your Soul because it's going to rock your world. Yeah, I believe that, but you have to trust yourself. You have to trust whether this is a thing for you or not, right? I'm going to tell you some stories today, and then I'm definitely going to take some answers, but for some reason, something's going on with the Be Live, so I'm going to have to take the questions from the Facebook page. Hopefully that'll work. If it doesn't, I'll create another post where I'll show you where you can comment. So the thing that's important to me is that, yay, Stacy. Thank you, Stacy. Thank you. The thing that's important to me is that you definitely trust yourself above all else. I'm getting some questions from people that I'm not hearing my guides. I've been watching your videos. I got a couple of those today. And the thing that I teach is that your guides are always around you no matter what. Now, you may have a difficulty trusting that just because, hi, Marcia, just because you're not really getting the answers just yet. But you're also, I know, a lot of you are not trained to look for the way that they're talking to you. You're expecting them to talk to you like the way I'm talking to you right now. And that doesn't happen for everybody right out of the gate. The way that that happens usually is you first start seeing the symbols, you see the repetitive numbers, you start taking the blinders off. Many of you are struggling with difficulties in your life, problems, right? You're having a hard time, and all you're seeing is this. And if all you're seeing is this, then you're not able to see all the magic around you. How do I know that? How do I know that? How do you think I know that? Because I went through it myself. So I'm going to tell you a story. Let me give some shout outs first. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Marcia. Hi, Stacy. I have to go back onto the Facebook page. Hi, Claudia. Hi, Lois. Lois joined membership. So to Claudia. Woohoo. Hi. Hi, Elaine. Hi, Joanne. Hi, Megan. Great. Hi, Dina. Dina joined too. Megan's part of membership already. Christine, I believe you're in membership too. I'm getting to know all of you. Susan too. Yay. Hi, Jessica. Betsy, I know some of you aren't, and that's okay. Marie is a part of membership already. Kathleen. Hi, Kathleen. So again, I reiterate, you have to know what's best for you, so that's the most important thing. Let me tell you a story. When I was 39, yeah, I'm older than 39. I don't usually tell my age, and there's a reason for that. Megan knows why. Megan's an actress too. When I was 39, I was having one of the most difficult times in my life. It was extremely, extremely hard. I was having severe health issues. I was really depressed and unhappy. I was at a job that I friggin' hated. And everything that could possibly go wrong went wrong. Like one day I was getting ready to sell my car and I was leaving a message for somebody about what price I was leaving the car for because they were thinking about buying it. As I was leaving the message about, I'm going to be selling the car for, I drove into a wall. Yeah, I drove into a wall. And I said to the person on the phone in the message, I said, well, price just went down. And I hung up. And I went upstairs and I was like, what is going on with me? Like I must have hit like 5 things that year with my car. It got to a point where I've shared this story where I called my mother and I would tell her things. She'd be like, I can't handle anymore. I can't handle anymore. Well, here's the beauty of the story. So I was in touch with my guides, but not like I am today. And so now you're starting to figure out my age. I'm not 54. I'm not 55. Okay. So you're doing the math wrong. Anyway. And I was having a really difficult time. And my dog, Emmy, which I'm going to post a picture of her in a minute in the group, she was my life, my soul, my sweetheart. She helped me through everything. And one day I went to the beach and little Emmy bit someone. Yeah. And I could tell this guy, now she was a little dachshund. Let me post a picture of her right now so that you could get an idea of cute little Emmy. So give me one sec because I want you all to be along. I'm going to take questions. I'm here for you guys. I love doing Facebook Lives. But I have to post a little picture of Emmy so everybody could see the terror that caused so many things for me, so many problems. And she was just like the best thing in the world. Where is she? Where is she? Of course, it's going to give me a hard time posting the picture, right? I think this is it. Yes, it is. So I'm posting the picture. I'm not posting it on the live feed. I'm just posting it on the page. All right. Hold on. It's thinking. And then I'm going to get to questions. But I want to teach you guys something right now. So that's Emmy. I just posted her on the page. So that's my little dachshund. And she bit someone. And I knew she bit people before. She bit the mailman. She bit people before. It's my fault. I didn't have my hands on her leash. And this other yappy dog that was with us caused it, and then she bit the guy on his ankle. But I knew he was going to cause trouble for me. I just had that feeling, and I have a voicemail number, and I gave him my voicemail number. I didn't give him my phone number, my full name. I just had a feeling. Now, of course, I wanted to be responsible and take care of whatever happened, but my senses in me were very heightened. So I was so upset because this dog was my life, and I was so afraid I was going to lose this dog. And the next morning I woke up and I was like, oh my goodness, they're going to take this dog away from me. What am I going to do? And I didn't listen to my voicemail messages. I just refused to listen. And I went out for a walk with Emmy. It's going to make me cry. And I came upon this post and there was this beautiful butterfly sitting there. And I was like, oh my goodness, look at the butterfly. And I started petting the butterfly. And then the butterfly started flying around me, and I started bobbing and weaving with the butterfly, and we were dancing together. And then the butterfly landed on the post again, and I pet it again. And then it got up and it started flying around me again, and I started bobbing and weaving and dancing with the butterfly. And I knew that everything was going to be okay. And I went upstairs and I listened to the messages, and the guy definitely left me a message. He wanted me to pay for things. He was irate and all that stuff. And I called my mother, and I was afraid to tell my mother that I did this, that my dog bit someone. But I was already in touch with my guide, so I knew to pay attention to the sign, right? That butterfly danced with me. And I called my mother, and my mother was like, oh, I was through this with Hildy. That was our childhood dog. Made me feel so much better. She was like, don't worry about Marilyn. They're not going to take it away. Just deal with it. It'll be okay. I've been through this before. It's totally fine. So I called the guy up, and he was trying to create problems, and I knew it. I was like, oh, he's lying to me. He's trying to get more out of me. So I hired an attorney. A friend of mine hooked me up with an attorney. I was like, you take care of this. I want to pay what I'm responsible for, but you take care of it. He took care of it. I paid the money. It wasn't a lot of money. I paid the money. And then right after I paid, he called up the attorney again and said, I have another doctor's bill and she better pay it. And my attorney was like, of course she's going to pay it. Just fax it to us. She'll pay it right away. He never faxed the bill. And I knew he was trying to get more money out of me. So I knew it. And I was taken care of. I was completely taken care of. Nobody took Emmy away from me. And I was fine. And I saw Emmy. Emmy is no longer with me, but Emmy This is Mystic. Mystic is climbing the lap now. So what I'm trying to share with all of you, and then I'll go over to Q&A. One of the things I have difficulty seeing is that you're having a difficult time in your life. That's hard for me to see. But what makes it even harder, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a kick in the ass right now, is when I feel like you're not taking responsibility for the things in your life. Now, I know what it's like to get hit and trampled on and stomped on and beat up in your life. I know what that's like. But what was happening to me at that age when I was 39 and everything was going wrong, I was focused on everything going wrong. I was such a victim. Even though I was already channeling and I was in touch with my guides, I was still feeling like everything was happening to me. So I was co-creating an experience of trouble. And I wasn't co-creating an experience like I am today. So the reason why I'm giving you a little bit of a kick in the butt is because I want you to recognize that you have so much more control over your life than you think. And when you get into co-creation with your guides, you create a life that is so magical, so aligned with your soul, and so on purpose and on topic. Do things happen? Yes. So yesterday morning, I woke up, and I'm not going to share them right now because it's a little still vulnerable for me. But I woke up to a couple of things that happened that were really upsetting. You know, it had to do with my mother. You know, it was very upsetting. And it shook me. But what did I do? When you get shook, you recognize at that moment you're not connected to source. You're not connected to your guides. You're out of sync. So I got knocked down and was out of sync yesterday. And then it tumbled a bit. Something else happened. And I really shook me to the core. And I stopped. I was in the middle of the tennis court. I stopped. I prayed. I didn't care what anybody thought about me. I prayed. I sent angels to a situation that had to be sent. And then I took a breath. So I got better. And then I came home. And it's still a little shook. And I went for a walk in the park with the dogs and talked to a couple of friends. And I didn't really share a lot about what was going on because they're not those types of friends. They're dog friends. And I came home and I said to my guides, what's going on? And they said, you're disconnected from us. The event disconnected you. And I connected right away. And I was fine. So what I want to teach all of you is life happens. It happens. But it doesn't have to roll you down the hill and stick you in a rabbit hole and screw you up for the rest of your life. You can dance with a butterfly. You can have magical moments with your guides. You can have difficult moments and have them tell you exactly what needs to happen. You can take walks in nature. You can have beautiful little kitties on your lap like this that make your day happy, happy, happy. That's what happiness is. Connection and love. So what I want to go to your questions now, but what I want more than anything as I continue this week with you and as people join membership, and then after this week, I'll still be on Soulful Living, but not as much as I've been because I'm going to focus on membership for your soul then. That's where I'm going to be doing a lot more of my work. I'm going to help you and I'm going to answer your questions. But I'm also going to give you tasks and ask you to do the work. I had a chat this morning, and she's probably on this thing with this woman who's having a very difficult time. And I kind of went at her a bit and said, do this, do that, do this. And I didn't know by her initial thing she wrote whether she'd be able to handle my pushing. Because I thought a lot of times these types of people, they're like, see ya, they're pissed. They don't want to, they just want you to answer everything for them. She didn't. She was like, okay, I'll give it a try. I respect that a lot. That's all I'm asking is that you give it a try. That Mystic wants to be part of this. That you talk to your guides and that you give it a try. All right, guys. So let me see what's going on here. Maria says I summed up what's going on with her right now. Now, Maria, I believe, did join membership, but maybe I'm wrong. There's been a bunch of people that have joined, so I'm just starting to get to know everyone. What I'm here to tell you more than anything, and I just shared it with the Emmy story, right? My whole life changed after that year. That butterfly was such a moment in my life. Something else happened recently too, which I'll share in a second, but I want to get to some of your questions. And what happened for me is I got out of that place of things happening to me and got into a place of co-creation with my guides and was like, enough. I don't want to work at these bookkeeping jobs anymore. I don't want to be put down upon. I want to do what I love to do. Show me the way. And boy, did they show it to me. All right, let's see what's going on. Hopefully I can get to your questions. So this is Lauren. Hi, Marilyn, and thank you so much. I grew up in a negative, I can't show it because for some reason this, I don't want to give you too much boob here. Oh yeah, so some of them are coming up through here. So I can't show you the question, unfortunately, but I'll do it through Facebook. Okay. Oh, it just went away. Oh no, don't go away. Lauren, repost, please, so I can see that. All right, I'm going to have to do it through the Google Chrome thing. So Lauren, repost your question, sweetie. I'm hoping it comes back up. So I'm going to go to Marcia. Why is someone from my past who hurt me came back into my memory? What am I here to learn or teach? Thanks. So great question, Marcia, because a lot of times we'll have people in our experience that may have done something to us that hurt us. One of the biggest things I'm going to say to you, Marcia, and this may hurt your feelings, you call that experience in for a reason, right? Whatever you learned from it. So you may say like, I was a child, 4 years old, and not everybody knows this story, but my father shot a gun at my mother in front of all of us and almost hit my brother and tried to kill her. And you would wonder as a 4-year-old why you would call that experience in, right? But I know as I've gone through my life and as I've healed that I'm able to have so much compassion for single mothers, so much compassion for anybody who's been abused. And most of all, I have compassion for my father. I know what my father was going through then. I was able to heal it. So for now, when somebody comes into your past that hurt you in the back, then the memory, somebody hurt you in the past, there's a healing that still has to happen for you. Look, if somebody really hurts me and crosses a line, I'll forgive them, but I'm not a forgetter. I don't forget fully. If you cross that line with me, I'm pretty much done with you. That's my boundary. But what may be happening for you, Marcia, is this person may be coming back in because you're still holding something about it. You're still feeling bad or like they did something to you. And Spirit is asking you to release it so that you can move on to something more magical, something great. If I was still holding on to the anger towards my father or the hurt or that he did this to me, I wouldn't be able to be here to teach all of you, right? So that stuff did come in. I mean, he did a lot of stuff and then he did a lot of good stuff. But he sued me when I was 19 years old, didn't want to give us child support. Put me on the stand. So I'm sharing some personal stories, which I don't normally do, these personal. But I forgive my father. I really do. I love him. I love what he gave me. I love how he taught me. I understand his presence in my life. And he's still difficult at times. And but I'm able to move on. So Marcia, I believe this is coming in so that you could heal something inside yourself without even having to talk to that person. It's not necessary. It's about you. What are you holding on to? Healing it and moving on. I hope that helped you, sweetie. Let me see if... I love this, Elaine. My life has been so much better after learning to trust and to continue to try and stay connected. Love that. That's wonderful. Barbara's asking about her job in September. So, Barbara, you've asked this a couple of times. I just noticed on the feed. The feed goes really fast. It goes so fast. And then when I go to Facebook, I can't get all the questions. It's really kind of annoying. It just stinks. Maybe if I hit comments, it still doesn't give me all the questions, which I don't like. I'm going to have to figure out a better thing for this, and I will. So, Barbara, there's something about this job in September that I need to help you through right now. This is for anybody. I was talking to somebody yesterday who's a new friend of mine from tennis. She's been looking for a job for 10 years, right? 10 months. And I could feel her pain. Like, it's so hard, it's so difficult when you're out of work and you're trying everything you can and you're applying. This is my experience. when we apply the same way, when we do things the same way that we've done it before, because this is what I noticed a bit with her, going after the same job, going after the same way. She's trying. She really is. And I don't want to put her down. But I said to her, you may be being called to do something else. You may be being called to take what you have and then create something. So Barbara, I'm not saying that this job isn't going to happen for you in September. What I am saying is get out of the box as how you're waiting for it. So it may be that Spirit wants you to send them a special email or to let them know that you're really excited about this job. Is there anything you can do now to prepare for it? Thank you so much for considering me, whatever it may be. But you can't, thank you. You can't do it if you have the blinders on, right? So you don't want to have those blinders on again. So one of the things, like they just reminded me, there was this woman I was helping, right? And she was trying to get her daughter into a special school. And I said to her, it was a swim team. I said, you need to make a photo book for this school. I'm not liking the lighting. For this school, to change, that was worse, I'm sorry, it's distracting sometimes seeing myself. You need to make a photo book for this school about the swim team and why she loves the swim team. And she did this and she got in. And she would have never thought about it had she not had a reading with me, right? So you want to think out of the box, Barbara. But I definitely feel really good about this. I feel like it's totally possible. But I do hear that I feel like you need to work a little bit on it, okay? So that's great. Vivian's been a moderator, and Vivian's in Membership for Your Soul, and Vivian's a beautiful angel card reader, and she's just magic and light. Vivian's been very helpful to our new members and to you guys on this page. Vivian, for me with you, what's coming up right now is it's almost like a flower blossoming. I feel like you've got a little bit off track because of certain personal things that have gone on, which you've shared with me in membership. And I feel like you're supposed to get back to the readings. So I really want you, the healings, I know you do massage and stuff, but I feel like what you've been through yourself, you're supposed to get back to it. So I want you to really start focusing on it again. In Membership for Your Soul, I want you can offer, readings if, we're actually going to change how we do that. So wait on that a second, ask Laura. To ask me about that. We're going to do that differently now. But I want you to really start building an audience and really start getting out there, because Spirit is making me feel like your heart is so lit up and it's ready to come out. It's ready to really express itself and to really take care of others. So that's what I want to say. Joanne, I am working on a new energy-based consulting business, but I feel like I don't know what I'm doing and the doubts keep coming. I'm just pushing forward, but wonder if you have any guidance to whether this is my soul path and right track. Thanks so much. Joanna, I definitely feel like it's your right track. I definitely feel like, thank you. Definitely feel like it's the right thing. The doubts are normal when you start doing this type of business. So you have to work through them. I've said this before in my readings that one of the things that you have to do is not get caught up in the blocks. You have to go around the blocks. So I feel like, Joanna, you have to take an action step every single day for building this business. So you have to do something practical minded, right? So you can tell I'm a businesswoman. I'm an Emmy Award winning line producer, and I won that Emmy, I think at like 30, 31. I can't remember what age. It was very early on. So I had business in me. I was a production manager. I did budgets. I applied all of that to my spiritual work. So you need to know the business of this business. Anybody who's creating a business in the spiritual realm, what I see a lot of spiritual people doing, which kind of messes them up, is they don't understand the business side of things. They just can't do it. And then they go to other people that are in the spiritual realm that say they know online marketing, and they get advice from them, and I don't really feel like they really know what they're talking about either. So I went outside and got from real marketers. I went to real marketers and studied, and I'm so glad that I did. I have an incredible coach that people are going to meet in membership. I'm going to introduce her to membership because she's amazing, and I have an incredible team around me. So Joanna, I feel like it's all about practical things right now that's going to help you to not self-doubt. You're too much in the spiritual. And if you do that, I feel like it's going to move your business along. I don't feel like you're on the wrong path at all. And you know that I'm correct in saying that. All right. Going to go to Jaya Selvi. So these are the things. I'm an ex-advertising, so I've been exposed to business. Woohoo, Joanna! I love that, Joanna. So honey, take what you know already and just keep going. For some reason, to me, the answer is more of a practical minded answer. It's not a you're on the wrong path answer. It's you're on the right path. So let's build an incredible kick-ass business. Great, Joanna. I'm really glad that you know business too, because that's so important. So sweetie, and so you can all answer this yourself. So any messages for my guides attracting my soulmate into my life? We haven't gotten a lot of these questions. I tend to get a lot more career questions than love questions. Or maybe spirits just take, I'm fixing my bra now. I got to stop this nonsense. Who cares? So for you, sweetie, what I want you to do, I want you to tonight, I don't know what time zone you're in, write a list of this soulmate. First of all, I want you to release the word soulmate because we have many soulmates. And I want you to find another name for this person. Whether it's, I don't personally like the beloved thing. It kind of annoys the crap out of me, but that's just me. But it could be beloved. It could be my sweetheart. It could be my husband, my wife. It could be my inspiration, even though I wouldn't want anybody to be your inspiration, but whatever speaks to you, right? So thank you. I'm saying thank you because I'm acknowledging them and their answers. I want you to sit out and feel him and start talking to him as if he's here already. If it's a him, I feel like it's a him, but Spirit never gives me whether people are heterosexual, homosexual. They just could not care less as to what the love interest is, but it does feel male to me. And I want you to talk to that person as if it's already happening. I want everybody to do this with their lives. It's not about getting out of the moment, but it's about allowing yourself to envision what you want to invite in while you're in, it helps you with feeling. I want you to do stuff for yourself, like buy flowers, burn incense, things that you think that you would do once this partner is in your life. Don't wait for that person to show up. Do it now. Write a list. Talk to the moon. Tell the moon what you're looking for in a mate. Do it for like 7 days. I did a moon manifesting class that I don't have for sale anymore. Do that. And I feel like you have a real great opportunity to meet this person this year. But you have to do a little bit of work to prepare yourself for them. Many times we have an idea of exactly what we want to be with, yet we're not at the vibration yet to bring them in. And we think that they're going to be the key to shift us, right? But we have to shift us in order to invite that energy in, because that person is not going to, the person you're desiring is not going to come in if your vibration is off, okay? So I just want to say that. Great, great, great. Oops, I already did her. Okay, let me move on. Let's see where they take me. Anna, I'm struggling with changing schools for my son so late in the year, but he's being bullied and I'm concerned for his safety. Okay, so Anne, I get this question in a lot sometimes from people, and I have to do a disclaimer first. My disclaimer is, see, this stuff, guys, is what I want you to be able to do for yourself. It's why I'm teaching all of you to speak to your guides, right? Because really, Anne, I want you to be able to go to your guides and say, or your higher self, and get this answer and then just trust it. You're welcome, Jay Silvelli. I hope I'm saying your name right. But I'm saying it in a pretty way. But I love getting names right. So, Anne, here's my answer to you. I'm not a mother. I'm not their mother. You have to trust your own intuition. Your son has to learn, your son's sensitive. He has to learn how to love himself no matter what is going on. He has to understand that his sensitivities does not mean that he's wrong or there's something wrong with him. His ability to understand what people feel about him, even though they may not be speaking it, is a gift, but it is a very difficult, I can say, because it's my gift too, it's one of my gifts, it can be a difficult gift to have. Switching schools feels good in terms of your son knowing that you have his back, that you are going to make sure that he's safe no matter what, that he's going to be taken care of, that you are going to help him. That's what it feels like to me. So what I would love for you to do is to sit down with him and say, look, we are going to make sure that you are in an atmosphere that recognizes that you flourish in. But first of all, we want you to understand that you are amazing the way you are. Absolutely incredible. And if switching schools is going to help you to flourish even more, we're going to make this decision together and we're going to do it. And it's great. And it doesn't mean you're running from something. It means that you're recognizing that you deserve better. That's how I would ask you to have that conversation. So switching schools is okay. I'm not comfortable with anybody being bullied, and if the school isn't taking responsibility for it, I have a big problem with that. It just happened to a friend of mine, and I couldn't believe how the principal handled it. And she's a police officer. I hesitated for anonymity purposes, so I had to watch that a second. But she switched her daughter. And I'm glad she did. So that's my answer to you, Anne. All right, let's see. Let's see where spirit takes me. Norma. My mom and brother are having to stay with me now. I'm trying hard not to get anxiety. Is this going to get better soon? Well, this is a really great question, Norma Lynn, because no matter who is around you, you have to be able to handle their presence, their energy without it affecting you and you getting anxious. So what I want you to do, and I teach this in my empathic class, is I want you to surround yourself with angelic presences, surround yourself in light. My favorite one is pink roses. I want you to ask Archangel Michael to cut the cords between you and your mother and your brother. I want you to ask Jesus, if you believe in Jesus or anybody that you believe in at that level, to stand between your mother and your brother and you and to heal the triggers in all of you because you're all being triggered. And I want you to ground often. I want you to touch trees. Do you notice, guys, how I'm not fully answering her question just yet? Because she needs to do something to change her circumstances, to change how she's experiencing this. So I don't feel that you're doing this, Norma Lynn, so forgive me as I just make an example of something. So you're not saying to me, Marilyn, just tell me if it's going to change. That's it. There's the ... technique that I teach in video 3. So I'm teaching Norma Lynn what she can do when you feel so out of control in a situation. So my family was here in December and it was extremely uncomfortable. And one thing I recognized was, wow, there's nothing in my life that's uncomfortable anymore because I really created an incredible life. And then my family was there and I had to really work with it. So I took a lot of walks in nature. I did a lot of meditating. I did a lot of prayer work. And I did a lot of protection work. So that's what I said for you. So then after you do that, there's boundaries you need to set that you're not ready to set. So I do feel that it'll change, but you need to set some boundaries right now. You're having a little bit of difficulty with telling them boundaries. You need them. And it's your home and you have to do it. Okay, great. All right, moving on. Let me just check the Facebook page just in case. All right, so before I do this, you guys see I want you to know I'm doing a live webinar tomorrow. Live webinars are really incredible. They're going to teach you more about how to make powerful decisions with your guides. Okay. And it's right here. I got thrown again by this system, but it's there. So definitely sign up for the webinar. Definitely sign up for it. And we're going to be doing, a lot of experiential things. So you're going to do more stuff and you're going to work with your guides and you're going to make a powerful decision about your life with your guides. And it's going to be really great. So I do hope that you join me. One of the things I want to say is, and then I'm going to go back to questions. It's quite transparent, right? I'm selling membership for your soul. So you guys know that, first of all, Soulful Living is always going to exist. I'm going to continue to grow it. I'm not going to be as active in it after this week because I'm going to really focus on Membership for Your Soul, but I'll still be having a presence in there and doing some things with you guys. So I definitely, for those of you who are thinking about Membership for Your Soul, if you have hesitations, email us and we will help you answer any questions. I'm not about to push anybody to join. It's not my thing. I'm not into that. I believe in the program because I believe what it's done for my life, and I've seen what it's done for other members. But I'm not going to give you a hard sales pitch because it's not my thing. I'm just being very transparent right now. That's what I wanted to do. So if you have any questions about membership for your soul and joining, you can cancel anytime. It's not a big deal. It's not a huge commitment. But if you get in there, I'm going to have you commit to things. So just letting you know. All right, let's go back to questions. I just wanted to say that. Michelle, I believe you're in membership for your soul now. Guys, I'm really just picking them. I swear to you, I'm not making this up. When the student is ready, the teacher arrives. But feeling flooded with so much information coming in from spirit teachers in the universal collective that it's almost distracting. Great question, Michelle. Pandre just said, I'll give the pitch for membership. It's great. Thanks, Pandre. Feeling flooded with so much information coming from spirits and teachers in the universal collective that it's almost distracting. Still grateful for it, but needing some practical discipline so I can focus and follow the divine flow without being pulled. This is beautiful in so many spiritual directions. Membership feels like I might find some grounding so I can focus on my specific direction without being distracted by the, oh, something shiny, yes, syndrome, or blocking the synchronicity that is coming in. Breathing, meditation, and trust seems to be what comes up when I feel into the answer about grounding to quiet the noise, looking for confirmation. This is a great question, Michelle. It's a great awareness. As you know, I teach awareness. It's really great consciousness. You're welcome, Norma. I'm glad that helped. Michelle, what I would suggest you do is, because when you open up, it's true, they can flood you with stuff because they get so excited. They're like, oh, yay, she's paying attention. We're going to work together. Oh my goodness. They're doing the little dance, depending on your guides. Some of my guides are serious. I have one that's very serious, but I have the others that are like, woohoo, let's go. So with that said, Michelle, what I would have you do is pick one goal. Now, say that one goal is just stronger connection with your guides. What I would love for you to do, Michelle, is write out, you can say it telepathically to them or write out a contract. This is what I did in the beginning. I said to them, and I'll never forget it, I was cleaning my stove as I was telling them. Because when you're cleaning, when you're washing dishes, when you're doing laundry, your mind chatter kind of shuts down a little bit if you're focused on what you're doing. And I said to them, you are not allowed to come in whenever you want. Not going to have that in my life. It's not allowed. You're only allowed to come in when I invite you in. You're only allowed to give me information. It doesn't mean the symbols and the signs weren't showing up, but they weren't flooding me to overwhelm. And I said, you can only do it when I meditate. And then when I shut down that meditation, you have to leave me alone. And they did that for a good 6 to 7 years. And then they said, Marilyn, we have to start talking to you all the time now. And they prepared me for that. And they said, we can't tell you why, but we need to prepare you for this. And then I opened up the door. I said, okay, I trust you now. I know you're not going to overtake my life. It's cool. So Michelle, what I would want you to do is to maybe write down a contract with them, because you got to remember something. It's a co-creation experience. Tell them when they can flood you. Tell them to be very specific about the teachers and the spiritual advisors. When you come across a teacher or something you want to study, instead of going for it right away, even if it says doors are closing like mine, write down, I know you're a membership, so we'll work further on this. Write down what it is on a piece of paper and get a wish box and stick whatever the shiny new object is in that box. And then make a time to sit in meditation with your guides and say your goal is to be a healer, right? That's my goal, guides. That's what I'm going to work on. Say, okay, that's my goal. Now's my time to sit with you. I'm going to stick my hands in this box. I'm going to pull one of these things, shiny new objects out. And I just want you to tell me about it. Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think it's not a good idea? When you do focused kind of activity like that with them, they'll give you much clearer direction. So start there and we'll talk more. I believe you're in membership, okay? All right, I just showed it again. Let's see. Lorelei, I'm enjoying the series very much. I feel I can receive guidance sometimes, but still there's a part of me that doesn't listen and still wants to do things my way. I'm asking my guide from video 2 to help me with this. So Lorelei, there's a little bit of a reason for that. Part of it is that it's a co-creative process. So again, like I just said to Michelle, you have to be able to say to them, I like doing it this way. You're telling me to do it that way. Can we find a compromise? Or you have to look at the things that you're wanting to do your way. Are they bad for you, or are they habitual? A lot of times it's just habit, and they're asking to break the habit. But I feel like what you're going through right now, and it's great how you're handling this actually, is they're teaching you how to work with you. So Karma Lee, I can't remember her, if I'm saying her name right. I know she's on the thread too. She's in membership, and I'm helping her a lot in figuring it out. And she's like doing this incredible work with her guides, and they're showing her how they work with her. And I could tell right away when she was sharing what was going on, and now she's in the experience. So this is happening not as a bad thing, like you're creating problems. This is happening because you are learning how to work with them. So accept that, embrace it, and continue it. Okay. Yeah, Michelle, I thought you were in membership now, so we'll continue to work on that, sweetie, together, so don't worry. I don't know when membership will open again. It's only open till Saturday, and I don't know, to be honest with you. That's the truth. You can always join the wait list if you can't join now. This one, Anna Maria, I believe is the name. Which path do I take? Do I do my angel readings and oracle readings and continue with classes to become better? Or do I become an author and write Rocky's story of saving my life from cancer and teaching me to see the angels in my life? Or do I work on my art? Where will I be most successful? Anna Maria, the answer is all of the above. When I started out in this work, I was an actress, a writer, a line producer. I was all these things, and I was a psychic, right? I was acting, and my mediumship skills were like, and I kept boxing everything up, putting them in little pretty boxes. Can't be a medium when I'm an actress, can't be an actress when I'm a medium, all that kind of nonsense. And when I took all the lids off the boxes and I let everything work together, my entire life took off. Everything, career doors just swung open. So that I'm like in talks for my own television show. I'm getting hired for things. I'm writing my book. I'm writing blogs that I love. I'm teaching all of you. Everything just blew open. Now, it can be overwhelming, right? So what do you choose? So you have to know your platform. So my platform, which took a long time to really understand, was teaching all of you to do what I do, right? I knew that from day one. But the platform itself, like that's showing up now, Membership for Your Soul, my guides kept telling me to do it, but I kept going, I'm not sure. So for you, Anna Maria, I feel if money is the biggest issue, say, you want to go to the lowest hanging fruit. And if the lowest hanging fruit right now is doing angel card readings and oracle card readings because it's going to afford you the money to be able to write the book and do your art, then that's the answer. So it feels to me like it's more of a question of creating a space where you feel financially free, doing what you love to do, or a bridge job, depending on some of wherever you guys are at, so that you can write your book and create your art. Let me know how that feels for you. Okay, let's see who else. I'm going to hang on for a little bit more. Oh, Candy, I'm like, I can't help you technically. I'm sorry. Elaine, I think I answered one of your questions, Elaine, so I have to go to somebody else when I answer this fast. I've been told that 2017 will be the best year of my life. Can you give me anything specific? This is a question that kind of sparks me a little bit. And Elaine, I say this with love, but I'm going to explain to you why. When someone tells you 2017 will be the best year of your life, I don't mind that as long as it's said it'll be the best year of your life that's going to set up so many other incredible years for you. And then if they say that to you without giving you something to focus on, I have another issue with it. See, there's a lot of readers out there, right? And I noticed somebody was practicing on the page. We're all going to have to wait till Micah stops barking. He's telling the world that he's here, that he's guarding me, that he loves me. Micah, come. Hey. Micah. Elaine, give me 1 second. Because I actually do want to say something to this. Micah. Hey. Come. Now. Yeah, he doesn't listen to me when it comes to barking and protecting me. Oh, here he comes. Oh, here he comes. He wants to go outside now. His girlfriend's outside. No, you can't go outside. She's on the fence next door, and he goes nuts for her. And it's not great. I'm going to let him out. Hold on. Oh, my goodness. Sorry about that. So, Elaine, the reason, so what I was trying to get to is that what is specific for you? This is one of those questions like, if I was reading you, I would say, it feels to me, I'll explain that in a second, what I would see. But I don't want you putting it out there where you're not trusting for yourself. To me, this is you may be pissed off at me and leave Soulful Living after I say this, but to me, this is you possibly waiting for life to happen to you. And that's why this question just riles me up a tiny bit. So in answer to this, and what I'm trying to do on these Facebook Lives, I'm not giving you a reading. If I was giving you a reading, I mean, I will give you a reading in a second to just show you. But if I was giving you a reading as a client one-on-one, you would be told that 2017 is going to be a phenomenal year, and it's because of A, B, C, D, and E, right? So what I want to say to you, sweetie, what's coming up for me is definitely there's some writing. Whether you want to write or not, I'm going to ask that you journal and that you dump it down there. I'm also going to ask that you do a thing called the 1 to 10 exercise that I have. At the end of the day, I want you to go through your day and I want you to rate it 1 to 10, 1 being the least fun and 10 being the most fun. Most important thing I want for you is focus on what brings you joy. I do feel like there's an opportunity coming in that has some type of financial opportunity around it. Don't know if it's around a move or around a house or around flipping a house. I don't know if that has any interest for you. It doesn't concern me. Like if it does, that's great. A lot of my readings, when I do readings, is future readings. So a lot of times, sometimes it's not even in the person's awareness yet, right? So I do present and future. But it feels to me like most importantly with this reading is, yeah, it feels like a great year. It feels like you're paving things. It feels like you have a great communication gift. That could be a gift in writing, a gift in speaking, a gift in listening. How do you want to play this out, okay? I'd love to hear what you have to say, Elaine, to what I just said, because I used you as an example. And I do this all with love, but I am very transparent about how I feel about things, especially how people get readings. I'm a little bit of a mama bear when it comes to that. Melissa, I believe, Melissa, you're in membership too now. Do you have any self-trust exercises? Yeah. So this is a really great question. Self-trust, right, can be, I love your picture. It's really cute. Self-trust, that's a really difficult one, right, for a lot of us. You know, it was really one of the things I noticed because I was such an external kind of person. You know, I was a barroom brawler when I was a teenager. I was a fighter, but always for the underdog. I was a partier. You know, I didn't trust myself. When I started getting my life on track and getting it aligned with my soul, the real me, I didn't trust that I would really take care of myself, that I would really do the right thing. So I had all these rules where I was afraid to do anything then. Like when I moved to California, I was like, oh my goodness, I can't even go out. Like I was too afraid. And you don't want to do that. So for me, one of the best self-trust exercises, of course, is getting in touch with your guides. But then how do you trust your guides, right? So for you, Melissa, I would say work with your higher self every single day. Talk about the kind of life that you want to be having. Notice, pick a symbol a day that you feel Spirit is showing you, even if you just saw it once. Just go outside, just ask Spirit to talk to you, close your eyes, and then open your eyes and scan around you, and then just pick one. Then look up what that symbol means and start building a symbolic library from there. Do rituals that help you to trust. So for me, you know, it was prayer, meditation, yoga, do moving rituals. Make sure that you're bringing yourself into the moment with nature. That's going to help you to trust. How are these self-trust building exercises? Well, what's happening is when you're in the moment, you're aligned with source, right? A lot of the times if you're in nature too, that helps you to align to source. You're starting to recognize the beauty and abundance that's around you, and it starts lighting you up from the inside out. Therefore, you're creating more trust in just the process. So the simple techniques and tools and exercises that you do allow you to start trusting more. So for me, it was, journaling every single morning. It's meditating. It's some form of exercise. It's listening to my heart. Oh, I don't like this person. You're gone. I can trust that now. This just happened recently. They asked me to leave a group, and I was like, are you sure? And they were asking me for like a year. And then I finally left, and they said, notice you don't miss that group anymore, Marilyn. They do this all the time with me. And when I do finally listen to, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I don't listen to the advice right away, and then it builds on the self-trust. I hope that helps, Melissa. Let me know. Let me see who else. I want to get to somebody I haven't gotten to yet. This is Michael. I've been getting passed up for promotions, etc. at my job. Wondering if you have any guidance. In less than what I saw myself still working there, but in a position that I don't think exists yet. You know what I love about that, Michael, is that I don't know if I'm a Joel Osteen fan, right? Okay, so you don't have to be a fan of what I'm a fan of. It's totally cool. I believe in God. You don't have to be a fan of God. It doesn't matter to me. But he talks a lot about he also talks like the Hicks do, like my guides do, about having the vision alive inside of you. And that position may not even be available, may not even be there, but yet your spirit guides are showing you something's going to line up. This is where I'm talking about magic can happen. When we stop resisting things in our lives, when we stop focusing on what's not working. Look, you have to look at what's not working in order for it to inform you to make a different decision, a different choice. And then you have to get past it, move past it, like the first person who asked about the person who hurt her, who was coming back into our memory. You got to heal it, move past it, and then focus on what's to come, or start thinking about, okay, well, I don't like that they're passing me up for promotions. So what can I do? Instead of sitting here, not saying you're sitting there, Michael, instead of sitting here, I can go to my boss and ask them about this. Maybe there's something I can do. Maybe they're not realizing that I really want this promotion. Maybe I'm waiting for them to notice me and I have to get noticed. Maybe this job that I saw myself doing, they don't even know it exists, but they need it. Maybe I need to offer this up to them. Maybe I need to start doing pieces of this job that doesn't even exist yet so that they recognize they need it and they see me doing it, and then all of a sudden I have a promotion. Do you see the expansion in that? That's the way your guides work with you. So, Michael, I feel like you're actually doing well. I don't feel like you're like, "Arr!" But I do feel like you need to do a little bit of what I just said and allow that vision that you saw to play out. And then say, so this doesn't exist yet. What could I do? And then fear may come in like, well, they're going to see this job needs to be done and they're going to give it to someone else because you feel like yourself being passed up. Well, that's where I really feel like communication comes in, and you may have to communicate with your superiors. So first, communicate with the part of you that may be feeling wounded and left out. Notice where you felt wounded and left out before in your life and have a conversation with that part of you. Guys, when I started doing this work, I was in a lot of therapy, and therapy helped me a lot. I feel like that's what made me an excellent reader, because I was very conscious of who I am, and I knew if a reading came in, or like that question that little poor Elaine asked sparked something in me, right? So I'm like, gotta pedal back a second, share what I need to share, notice what's going on with me right now so that I'm not projecting it onto her or projecting it onto someone else. You're welcome, Michael. So what I feel has made me so good at what I do is that I am so conscious, and a lot of you are too, conscious of my behavior. And what I did in the beginning is I met different aspects of myself at different ages. And we sat down around a campfire and we healed. So I did it in a guided meditation. I've always been very visual and trusted my own guided meditations. And I sat around with them and I worked with each one individually. I think I said this before. One of them looked like the girl from The Ring. She was terrifying to me. And I had to what we did? We went out and bought a calendar, and we bought stars and sparkly things, and we colored the calendar together, and I did fun things with her. She was very wounded, part of me. Now, may not speak to all of you. It really helped me to heal. So when something triggers me, I have to go to that part of me that was triggered maybe from a past event and do the healing so that I can move forward. That's the way I work. You know, not everybody has to work that way. I'm going to try to take one more. Let's see where they're going to take me. Faith. I recently lost my sister who was about 4 years older than me. I'm now trying to take care of her things. Before I even go on, Faith, this feels so heavy. So she may not be fully around just yet. I don't know if this was an illness or if this was cancer. I also get difficulty in speaking at the end because she gives me a feeling about throat. I don't know how your hormones are because I feel like hormones are off a little bit. I do feel like she appreciates what you're trying to do. I feel like you were trying to help her at the end. I also feel like there might have been a little denial in the family about how sick she was. Like it might have been really fighting it to the end. She's definitely in a better place. I don't know if there's a kid associated or if she has a niece because she's talking about a little girl. I'm now trying to take care of her things and also my older sister. Yeah. So I get so upset that I do these things for my family but seem to get nothing in return. My sister that just died left money to be given to all her nieces. So you heard me talk about the nieces way before I read this. And nephews. So she didn't say anything about the nephews. She talked about the nieces, but nothing to me. Wow. I feel so unappreciated and hurt and don't want to keep trying. Faith, this is like, for me, I feel like you've always took on this role. So they just expect it from you. They think Faith's fine. Faith doesn't need anything. Faith is Faith. Faith is a name. Faith always took care of us. So this is where you have to start setting boundaries. And this is where it would be perfectly okay to sit around with your family and say, I'm taking care of all her stuff. I know that she left the money to the nieces and the nephews, but I need to take 10% of this for my time. And I know you may be going, I can't do that, but you do have the right to do that. And I don't feel like your sister would care. I feel like your family just expects this from you because this has been a role that you've been doing for so long that they're not going to change it. You have to change it. You have to change the way that you're taking care of them. You have to change the way you're constantly giving to them. So I really would ask you, because I feel like it's not that your sister didn't love you. I really don't. I don't feel like that's the feeling she gives me. And honey, you could tell me I'm wrong and that's okay. But that's the feeling I get. I can only read what I feel and see and hear and know. And I just feel like it's up to you. Like this thing happened to you to slap you in the face and say, enough already. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not doing this without being taken care of myself. And you have to take care of yourself before you take care of others, right? The whole airplane thing, I've said this before, you have to put your mask on before you put the mask on the others. So I really feel like your sister, you're going to think I'm nuts, really feels like you can take some of this money for yourself right now for your time. I had a friend of mine that reminded me, same friend I talked about earlier, she was left somebody's will. She had to do it. It was a lot of work, and all the money was left to a charity. And she took a percentage of it for her time and effort. And it wasn't a large percentage. She took what was totally fair. So Faith, that's what I feel, sweetie, okay? And I feel like you've got to start speaking up. Let me know how you feel about that. All right, guys, I'm going to go because I've been on for an hour. And I will hopefully see a bunch of you in Membership for Your Soul. I truly, truly believe in this program. I believe in it that a lot of your questions can get answered on your own. That's why I'm teaching this work. I believe for those of you that are stuck with seeing what your guides are saying or what they want you to know is because you're stuck in a pattern or habit or belief and you're not really seeing how they're talking to you. You may be noticing that I have a little bit more intensity today, a little bit more emotion than I normally have in terms of my responses. So let me explain that it's hard for me sometimes as a teacher to see you struggle. It's hard for me sometimes as a teacher, and I understand it, I was there, but it's hard to know that they're right there next to you and that they want to help you and that you're not reaching out to them. So sometimes I'm Brooklyn, man. I am Brooklyn to the core. Now, I'm a really good person. I'm a very giving and loving person. I care a lot about people, but I am not one of these, yay, it's puppy dogs and unicorns all the time. I'm just not that. And when something riles me up, I can't hide it. And what's riling me up right now is how this is all at your fingertips. And I want you to see it. I want you to believe in it. I want you to trust it. I want you to do for yourself. Let's do this. We're going to do another Facebook Live, right? I'm going to be on the webinar tomorrow. I do live Q&A on the webinar. This is not pre-recorded. But do this for me. When you ask me questions, reading questions, somehow in that reading question, I would love for you to put in there, I'm trying to do this, or I tried to do this, or I'm thinking about doing this, or I'm trying to stay open, but I'm struggling with. Give me a little bit of that. Give me a little bit of open-hearted energy there. Show me that you're co-creating. And I know that a lot of you are. I know it. It's just not coming across or whatever. I do celebrate every single person in here. I have not seen a lot. I've seen nothing but co-creation in here. It's very rare that I'd see anybody that I'd say, ooh, they're a little stuck. It's really, most people are really working really hard. And I commend all of you and congratulate all of you for it. So when we do another Facebook Live or when you've come with me on the webinar tomorrow, do that for me, okay? And learn how to ask powerful questions. Because if you learn how to ask powerful questions with me, you're going to learn how to ask powerful questions of your guides. And powerful questions lead to powerful answers, which lead to powerful questions, okay? So that's what I have to say. I love you all. It's a little tough love from me today, and I'm so grateful that you're part of this group. I thank you so much for that. That means the world to me to be able to teach all of you, and thank you so much. Have an incredible evening, day, whenever you're watching this. Membership for Your Soul is closing doors Saturday, a week in 6 days. Webinars tomorrow and Friday, I believe. There's 2 webinars you can sign up for. Maybe doing something surprise. And there's another Facebook Live coming on Tuesday. So we have a ton of stuff for you and a ton of opportunity to get to people. I will try my best to get to people. If this is what I'm going to ask the next time around, hopefully I'll remember this. If you haven't gotten a question answered before, maybe hang back and let the other people ask questions so that they can get their questions answered. Love you guys. Thank you. And honestly, tell me, if that pissed you off what I just said to any of you, tell me. I can handle it. I'm a big girl. I'm not here to, how do I say this? My work is with them. My work is with them to help you. You say something that you're pissed off at me, totally cool. I can handle it. I'll tell you how I feel, but my work is with them. Okay? So I never want people to just be like, Meryl, I can't stand that. I don't want that either. But let me know. Let me know how it worked for you. Let me know what you thought. Love you, love you, love you. Talk to you soon. Thank you.